Hello there, welcome to Penarth Archery Club's YouTube channel. I'm Jeremy, and today we have another video to go onto our channel regarding TPSS. Hopefully you will already have seen the video on the subject, but TPSS is our training system that we use, being 10-point shooting system. We use the system for teaching new people coming into the club on how to do our sport of archery, but it's also available for our existing members and existing archers who are experienced but need to use it as a form of analytical tool just to check that their style and form is still as expected. If you haven't seen it already, we do have a video explaining the details of TPSS on the channel. I would suggest perhaps have a quick look at that, see what we're talking about, and then pick up on these videos as we go forward. Our intention is to do a video on each of the sections. So this video is going to be the first in the series, and this one is called vertical. One of the things that we often see with people new to our sport, when they're ready to start shooting and we've got their equipment together for them, is that they're totally unused to having something the size of a bow in one of their hands. They're unused to having a quiver full of arrows on their hip, so they feel a bit awkward. This is understandable. So really, this being part one, vertical, is about getting our new members, new archers, used to having equipment in their hands and exactly what they're doing with that equipment when they are standing behind the shooting line, when they go onto the shooting line, when they're shooting, and when they come off. So when we talk about vertical, it's the orientation of the bow that we're really talking about most of the time. So when we've got someone standing behind the shooting line waiting to go on to actually shoot their arrows, what we're trying to get them to do is to stand there with their bow upright. Similarly, when they go onto the line, to keep their bow upright, and when they're actually loading the arrow, getting settled to actually make a shot, to be aware of keeping their bow as vertical as possible. We like to tell them, imagine standing in a doorway where you don't want to be hitting the door frame, because what you've got is a narrow little gap on the shooting line, which is where you stand. Either side of you can be other archers. They can be ready to shoot, they can be at full draw. They don't need to be hit by somebody's limbs because you've turned your bow sideways, moved it across, not kept it vertical. So reminding them when they're on the line that they need to be aware of their bow and their kit through the process will ensure they don't interfere with anybody on either side of them. They then get used to going on and off the line with their bow vertical, and it becomes a bit more important when, for instance, we put a long rod into the front of their bow and suddenly they've got a 30-inch long rod that they could clock the next person to them on the shooting line with as they go on or as they come off. We also want them to understand that the bow through the actual shot itself should remain vertical. So they're not flinging the bow to the side, they're not canting the bow over, so it's another reminder, vertical. Additionally, they need to be vertical, the archers themselves. They need to be standing upright through the shot. Some people actually bend over to load the arrow, bend over to actually put their fingers on the string, and some people tilt towards the target or tilt backwards when they're actually about to shoot. So instilling the idea of keeping it vertical through all the phases of the shot is a good starting point for them. So having got them onto the line with their gear without hitting anybody, we're now in a position to move on to the next stage of the 10-point shooting sequence, and that one has been called feet. If you found this video helpful and you liked it, what you're hearing and seeing, then please, it'd be great if you could just click on the like button, and if you want to subscribe to the channel so you're aware of the future videos coming out, that would be good too. And on that basis, we'll see you in the next video.